Happy Monday night, and hope you all are doing well. My name is Scott Churchson, alongside Mr. Halen Haru, Mr. Robert Manning, and hiding himself behind a poster for Looney Tunes The Day the Earth Blew Up is Davion Bussey, kind of sticking his head out, sort of like Wilson from Home Improvement. Yes, I'm dating myself on that reference big time. Hope you guys are doing well out there tonight. We will be talking a little bit about a curiosity quirk that I picked up on Snow White. We'll be talking a little bit about a movie that made a premiere 26 years ago today. And also, we'll be basically breaking down the choice of one movie from 1980s from each year. So in this case, before I get that rolling, let's start with the person that I didn't expect to be here tonight, Mr. Robert Manning. How are you, sir?
I am great. How about you, Mr. Scott? I'm happy to be here because, he did not expect me to be here. I was supposed to be at work, but work's like, you can go home. And I said, thank you, because now I can be loyal to Stream Punk Entertainment. Woo, woo.
Yes. And in this case here, yes. So, I'm excited to have you here. Day, how are you doing, sir? Mr. Birthday Man?
Fantastic. 39 feels like 38.
You know what, though?
Hey, you don't look a day over 40, so you're good.
So, you're getting old there, kid. 39 years old, man.
Don't encourage it.
Yeah. And sporting his loyalty to NYCFC, Mr. Halen Haru, to my side. Not my favorite NYCFC jersey, but not a bad choice.
What? Oh, this is one of the better ones.
Forest Green or one of the early 2016-17 ones.
I love the Forest Green one.
Yes.
Oh, I got to get that one too.
Keaton wore that well.
The Parks one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how he's doing. Anyway, we got a few things we're going to be talking about tonight. So let me start this off with a very strange curiosity that I found that I want to get your opinion on. Okay. So if you look basically down here and you look at the trailer for Disney's Snow White, if you see that dislike bar down there, 65,000 likes, 1.9 million dislikes.
Yes.
Sort of kind of a quasi new little record here. Then you go over to Metacritic, where the audience score is that red circle of a 1.2 rating. Critic review, 50, give or take. Okay, fine. But a brutal, abysmal, or in this case, overwhelming dislike based on 801 reviews of a 1.2. Moving ourselves over to IMDb.
Oh, it went down. Now it's 1.9.
Yes, it is now a 1.9 rating on 69,000 reviews.
It was 2.0 earlier.
So why the living hell is Rotten Tomatoes audience score 74%?
Because those could be the kids' reviews. Because this happened before the show, so I can't clarify, but somebody commented on my post and said, my daughter liked it, and I said, how old's your daughter? That's all I asked. Because if it's a kid, yes, they're going to say they're going to like the movie because they're not even going to know what's going on.
But can a kid even have a Rotten Tomatoes account?
No. It's probably the parents trying to...
This movie was amazing. So magical. So loving. But with plenty of action. I love Rachel Zegler. She was the only one who really knew how to sing and had a great voice and really played a great part. I love her to take on Snow White. She's amazing in it. I grew up not liking the original because it was scary and did not appeal to me. But this Snow White makes me want to go home and rewatch the original Snow White to get a sense of respect and love the original cartoon. My 4-year-old son also loved the movie. He could only relate to the Doors and had fun with all the songs and enjoyed every minute of the movie. A 4-year-old doesn't count.
Wait.
Rachel's mom wrote that.
That's what I was going to pause. I was like, you sure Rachel Zegler didn't write that?
Well, here's my question on this one. The half-star rating. First
not
of all,
not Rachel Zegler.
Who uses the word whack? Do we still do that? I mean,
movie was whack.
Yeah, bogus or gnarly at this point?
No.
I say whack.
Movie was whack. Singing was whack. CGI was whack. The acting was whack. Gal Gadot was just like a statue the entire time. Although I want to whack that.
That's a TikTok thing.
Yeah, it's a meme.
Wait, go back.
people have been saying that Gal Gadot cannot sing.
Yes.
Yes, she can.
She can't. They said, it's funny because Critical Drinker, who has long since trashed Disney for all the, he's like the best part of this movie was actually Rachel Zegler because she can sing, and she's brought in for singing.
Yeah.
But he's like, it's really easy to tell, when Gal Gadot's singing was actually, was replaced with someone else who actually could sing.
Right.
But yeah, horrible. It's been ruined.
What movie makes me think of?
All right, let me do Adam. Go to Adam.
We're going in.
We're going in. Verdict A+. This film is exceptional and deserves a high praise. It boosts a multitude of outstanding elements that make it a compelling watch. Its ability to entertain and was unexpected and delight. Furthermore, it offers blah 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 in the United States.
A poignant. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna get the next one here. Not that one. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Cameron, and then Halen, if you want to do this, that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yes, I'm gonna sit there and talk like this. The movie was amazing. Did a great job at portraying the 1973 movie. What?
I like your Alan Rickman.
Yes. Also, Rachel and Gal's performance were top tier, and both actresses put into all these roles. I didn't know they were, dinner roles or something like that.
Rolls.
Actually, you know what? Hang on a second. Because this is a run-on sentence, I got to redo this here. Hang on a second.
Yeah. Pacing.
This movie was amazing. Did a great job at portraying the 1973 movie. Also, Rachel and Gal's performance were top tier. Both actresses put into all these roles. The singing alone was great. Whistle While You Work was my favorite song in the Dwarves. They did such a good job with them in the movie. It was just an all-around great movie and fun watch. I recommend seeing it. And there's still no period at the end of that.
Punctuation?
And on it.
Let's see. A gray movie.
Gray movie.
Actually, yeah, probably was. Apparently, it was pretty dark at some points, like color-wise.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Let's find a good long one. That's what she said.
But like I said, there you go.
Oh, I didn't have high expectations going in, but Ziegler's performance was fantastic. Finally, a live-action princess who can truly sing. Every musical number she is in is top-notch. Gadot was a revelation. She held her own vocally and brought an exquisite presence to her villainous role. The story flows seamlessly, with every part making sense, including the Seven Dwarfs. Overall, a must-see. Listen, guys, at some point we got to admit that the cast wrote these reviews.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
there's
very
There's been a concern that a lot of them have been bot-related.
Yeah, either the cast, bot, or somebody from Disney.
Yeah.
Or AI, for real.
But also,
that's the only thing that explains the score.
I mean, because I almost was about to ask Scott earlier if I wasn't going to be here tonight. I almost was like, can I send my friend? She'll talk trash about this movie.
Well, here's the one we both agreed is with 1,000. It's 1,000 times better than the original.
There's no way.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just. But yeah, my friend, even though I don't care about spoilers, she sent me an entire paragraph about this long and critiqued the entire movie, told me why it's so bad and why everything that's wrong with it. Gal Gadot cannot sing at all, and just different things. And was like, this should have happened in the movie. This didn't, and I was like,
but like I said, yeah.
Do you remember last week when we were talking about A Bug's Life and then Ants coming out 3 months later?
Yes.
So this feels like the Ants to Wizard of Oz, Wicked. What is it? The new Wicked that just came out?
Yeah.
This feels like it's trying to ride the coattails of that a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, 74%, 1.9.
Yeah, that's
1.2.
And what we got to mention is it is now a lower movie than Dragon Ball Evolution
by a pretty wide margin.
Well, earlier it was at 2.2, then it went to 2.0, but I think the Dragon Ball Evolution was at 2.5, so it's already been made a meme. It's like, it just crowned the prince or the king.
Yeah.
It just, you know.
So Dragon Ball Z overrides Snow White. Wow.
So
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Dragon Ball Evolution, which by the way,
Yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution, the live action. Yeah.
okay, Ryan and I have talked about this in the past. It's not a good movie, but it's not like a terrible. It's a weird fanfic. I'll give it that.
If you take Dragon Ball out of it, and this is just a standalone story, it's great.
Okay.
I watched this with my best friend Zach. We drank because when we met the actor that plays Piccolo, which is
Marsden,
that guy that's Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he was in the
Oh my
original
God.
Smallville. He was Brainiac. He told us we have a signed picture, and it said, "A good movie to drink to."
You know, I mean, here's the thing. There are bad movies, and then there are good bad movies.
Yeah.
You know, so Dragon Ball Evolution is one of those good bad movies where it's like, okay, it's terrible, it's garbage, but you can still kind of enjoy it a little bit. You know, movies like Legend of Chun-Li are bad because they're boring. The Room is good bad because it's fun. You know, if it's one of those movies where you sit there, you kind of like rip on it, you know, you make fun of it, like Plan 9 from Outer Space, you can live with that. But when a movie is bad, boring, like Mission to Mars, for example, with Gary Sinise and Jerry O'Connell, you know, you there's no saving it. You know, Street Fighter from 1994 is bad fun.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li is just bad, boring. You know, and that's where the problem is in that. That's why, you know, I remember Ryan and I were talking about this. Dragon Ball Evolution is bad fun, you know, not bad, boring. And you can live with that, you know. Yeah. The cast has already apologized. The director's already apologized. And weirdly enough, I believe that's part of the reason why Akira Toriyama came out of retirement. Because he saw that movie and it's like, you destroyed my legacy. That's why he started to make new stuff. Because that movie came out and that's why he had Return of Frieza.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
You won't know when you go to IMDb, but the whatever, I think it may have been the one you just mentioned, but James Marsden, or however you say his last name.
Masterson.
Marsden.
Oh, Marsden?
Yeah, there's too many last names that are similar that are in
Jason Marsden was Max.
Wait, it was a different one.
Because there's Cyclops from the X-Men.
That's Marsden.
Marsden, and then there's the guy that plays Max from the Goofy movie. His is like Marzan, or they're like I said, they're all James.
What?
But anyway, he is in the one. I think it's the one you're talking about, but you won't know it's him because he changed his name, but he did it in honor of fans. He wanted to actually give fans something that was Dragon Ball worthy. So he is a character. He talked about this in a podcast. He's like, but it doesn't say my actual name. So.
But there was actually almost a sequel to Dragon Ball Evolution. There was supposed to be one.
It was supposed to, they were supposed to do like a franchise with it.
And they were going to, basically, it was going to center around the Saiyan saga. And that's the plan in this case here. You know, Vegeta and Nappa were going to come down. You know, it would fall kind of in line to the storyline where Piccolo would, you know, have to train Gohan and ultimately die, you know, to save him, all this kind of stuff, a redemption arc. And that was the plan for Dragon Ball Evolution 2, which of course never happened because the first movie was terrible. But, you know, it falls into those sequels, much like Super Mario Brothers, which never had a sequel, you know, or all those other ones, or Mortal Kombat 3, which almost happened but never did.
Yeah, because of Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Again, another fun bad movie.
Yeah.
You know.
Kind of like Howard the Duck.
No.
Howard the Duck. Okay.
No. You see, you're not just gonna sneak Howard the Duck right by us.
Here's the problem. You guys are too young to remember Howard the Duck.
Whoa! Pause. What you mean?
You guys, I don't know why you're assuming I'm young.
Yes.
I was 11 when Howard the Duck came out,
and I was 8
when it actually came out.
No, you weren't. Howard the Duck was 1986.
1986. So
I wasn't born yet.
I was born by one. I was born.
Yeah, Howard the Duck was 1986 there. Yeah. So like I said, in this case here, what was difficult about Howard the Duck is it's like, okay, the guy that directed like Star Wars did this.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Well, yeah. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let me verify this.
George Lucas.
I think. No, he didn't direct it, but he was involved with it. I thought
He was a producer.
Willard.
it was produced by
George
George
Lucas.
Oh
Lucas.
my God, that is
Yeah.
such a fun fact. Holy crap!
Yeah, Leah Thompson, Jeffrey Jones. But by the way, it's funny because
Oh,
Jeffrey
developed
Jones.
by Lucasfilm. Oh,
Yep.
that's cool.
Yeah, Jeffrey Jones in that era where he did like every single movie, like this Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Beetlejuice, and then it's like, oh yeah, that didn't end well.
Yeah, and same with Ed Gal that's in that movie too. Did not end well either. Same situation.
Who that?
Ed Gal was he was in certain scenes. He was actually in the Howard the Duck suit, and he was in Chucky. But same thing that you're applying is the same case with him.
But the movie wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that good.
The problem is that I think it couldn't figure out what it wanted to be. Right. Where if it was with Howard the Duck, it was one of those movies that was meant to be for kids, fine. But then they had like that weird like sexual tension between her and between him and Leah Thompson. And Leah Thompson, who was fresh off Back to the Future at that point, I may add.
I mean, ain't any weirder than Darcy and Howard the Duck having a kid in What If?
Well, What Ifs are different. That's multiverse. You can play with.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But in 1986, when you're watching this is like, why? And then Howard the Duck's got this little tiny duck condom too, and it was just dude. It's like the movie couldn't figure out what it wanted to be.
It was like, yeah.
Oh, I gotta do my research on this.
But if you block that particular scene out,
block it out block it out with your other childhood traumas. Yeah.
Well, see, don't forget, 1984 was 1986.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Bro?
My childhood memories are scarred.
Yeah.
Why did you bring that up?
What's great?
There are certain things you have to bring up at certain times, but Leah Thompson in like all her prime right there.
What's great is I have a Howard the Duck #1 issue. That's the first appearance of Beverly, and I have it signed by Lee Thompson, Ed Gal, Seth Green, because he's the current voice of Howard the Duck.
Okay.
Marv Wolfman that worked on the book, and I think I have one other actor. But yeah, so it's been kind of like a cast signing piece.
Oh God!
Of a terrible movie.
It wasn't bad. It's just that you gotta.
It wasn't good.
That scene.
Green Lantern or Howard the Duck?
What you mean?
I've never seen Green Lantern.
Oh, you talking about Green Lantern or Howard the Duck?
The Ryan Reynolds one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Ryan Reynolds, I'll tolerate Green Lantern.
I think so, probably, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also because of what happened at the end of Deadpool too. You're welcome, Canada.
It never happened.
But it's like I said, this is one of those movies that's sort of like the Super Mario Brothers movie, where it couldn't really figure out what it wanted to be, because Super Mario Brothers movie had like strippers in it and a strip club scene. It's like, what are we doing here, man?
I would rather watch the Super Mario movie again than watch Howard the Duck.
Yeah, probably. I mean, also because of the fact that Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo were taking like tequila shots in between takes just to get through it.
Wait, shot.
Dude, yeah, man. Yeah, Hoskins talked about how many injuries he took on that, because safety was just not important.
No.
And the injuries he took to like the ribs and the arm, and he broke a couple of bones and I think chipped a tooth.
Oh.
Because it was just, and Alan, what it's like when you're on a film set where they're lackadaisical on the stunt choreography, and how things are, and
he's an actor who shouldn't be anywhere near that type of stuff, but
also part of it, yeah.
But we're also talking about back in the 80s compared to safety rules nowadays.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think anyone told Tom Cruise that that you could hire that things have changed.
Okay, here's a question here. Now this is the magic question. Now, who's the better stunt performer, Tom Cruise or Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan.
Because it's funny because it's based by age.
So I would hot take. It's Tom.
Okay.
And the reason why I say it's Tom is the reason why you're saying Jackie is because Jackie is the more natural athlete. He did more dangerous things and survived it, or just pulled off the shot. But for me, Tom is the better stunt guy because Jackie comes from a background of action design and martial arts and physicality and all that stuff. And I think he even did like Chinese ballet or something like that at one point.
The Opera House when he was 5, yeah.
Whereas like Tom is a white guy from God knows where America. Like he decided to be an actor, and then he was like, you know what? I can jump this bike off of a cliff and then pull a parachute cord and get it in one take. And it's the skill gap, and how easy that should be is where I get more impressed, if that makes sense. Like I'm more impressed at the fact that Tom is the one I don't expect to be able to do the things that he does. Whereas like Jackie, I expect him to be able to, 40 feet up, jump onto a light fixture and slide his way down, melting his hands off and survive it. I expect him to do that because he's one of the greatest martial artists to ever live. So.
Well, that scene was basically revolutionary in Police Story 1, the one you're talking about.
Or the one that Rumble in the Bronx where he jumped off to the other apartment building.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though he broke his ankle, he still performed and still shot the movie.
I did that drunk once. from building to building.
He's like, I'm Spider-Man.
So my boy did it. He was like, hey, it's easy. And I'm like, you know what? You're probably right.
And he lives to tell the tale.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
I will be Chris Tucker's I'll meet y'all on the other side. I'm just taking a long way now.
Actually, Halen, let me ask you something. Did you ever do that high fall class that's in, I think, Brooklyn?
Yeah.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
How high did you go? Because I stopped at 30 feet. I
went up to whatever the top of the fixture was, like whatever the top of the scaffolding was. Yeah. It was it's just what we were all trying to just be stupid and get it done. So
yeah. Well, that was the weird thing. The ladder was less safe than the fall. Because the ladder goes straight up, there's nothing behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Climbing up there is the more dangerous thing. And then when
you get up there, it's like, okay, I can go down the ladder like a candy ass, which is probably less safe, or just jump off the side. And I got a concussion from that thing, man. Felt like hell.
That does not sound fun.
I was wondering, because that's a stunt table.
Rob, it's funny. He's like, that doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, that does.
Sometimes stunts is ridiculous and dangerous for no reason. And it's just like, why am I doing this? But dude, sometimes stunts is the most exhilarating thing you'll ever do in your life. It's actually addictive. I'm not kidding.
And sometimes you do absolutely nothing to just collect a paycheck.
That's why I do the fight choreography. Heights I have to feel more comfortable with.
Oh, I mean, that's heights is up there with one of the greatest fears. So yeah, that makes sense.
But fight choreography, acting like you got punched in the face, need or whatever, perfect.
Yeah, dancing as we call it.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
I was gonna say real quick. Speaking of Tom Cruise, I know we kind of subjected away, but the movie Outsiders was his first movie, and the photographer in the movie took a picture of only took one picture of Tom Cruise because he said I was not going to waste my film. He didn't think Tom Cruise was going to have a successful career, so he only has one picture of Tom Cruise. There's a museum in Oklahoma where it's in the original house, and they rebuilt it so you could go tourist it. And they have the guy that took the pictures actually at the house. So I got to meet him. He said, he didn't think Tom Cruise was going to be a successful actor. So he said, I'm not wasting my film.
Good job. Well, I mean, he's this short little guy named Tom Mapplethorpe IV. It's like, how excited can you be with that guy?
And the crazy thing is the whole reason why he got hired is because he was the only person around that time that had a high advanced camera. Had a very expensive camera, and so they hired him in to take pictures and stuff.
And then he went on to not take pictures.
No, he took
one picture of him, though. You said
of Tom Cruise. He took multiple pictures of like Ralph Macchio, of Patrick Swayze.
Gotcha.
Just on Tom Cruise specifically, he only took the one, but he had all.
It's sort of like that movie Silverado from the mid '80s. which had a very young, unknown Kevin Costner as a comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like Danny Glover, I think Kevin Kline, a bunch of people that had notoriety, and comic relief weirdo was this unknown named Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, yeah, you want to talk? You want to talk your movie?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Please.
Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up.
Non-spoiler.
Non-spoiler. I went into the theater expecting another Space Jam 2 film. What I got was nostalgia at its best. I felt like a kid again watching The Day the Earth Blew Up. I enjoyed the puns. I enjoyed Daffy. I enjoyed Porky Pig. I enjoyed the other characters. I'm not going to say who else is in it. The whole premise of this film was nostalgia. It was bringing back what wasn't broken in the Looney Tunes. And that's what really brought me to this film. It just gravitated to me.
Yep.
And just to give you some insight, there are some Easter eggs in the film.
As they often have now.
Like references for certain sci-fi horror films. So if you pay close attention to some of them, you'll be like, oh, okay, I know that one. Oh, I know this one, and I know that one. Okay, I know that one too. Okay. But
so a Warner Brothers movie basically has like pop culture references in it.
Yeah. But without the, and I hate to say it, the wokeness in the film.
Yeah.
It felt nostalgia. It felt like being 6 years old from 6 to 8, Davion, and laughing at stuff that was, oh my God, this is funny. Oh my God. Like, it had me laughing in theaters. Like, it's a must go see. If you want to relive your childhood moments. So, Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up, I will give this film a 9.5.
Let's go.
It's a 9.5 out of 50, but 9.5.
A 9.5.
Listen, time's got to change. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that is fair, but I mean, Billy West did a good job as Bugs Bunny back in the day.
Yeah. But
well, I mean, at this point, it's been what, 37 years, I guess, since Mel Blanc died.
Only?
So I think 1988 he died.
Oh wow.
Mel Blanc is the reason why Jim Cummings has a career.
Yes, actually, correct.
yeah.
Mel Blanc basically got Jim's audition tape and said, "Hey, you got it. You got what it takes." And he never got to specifically meet Mel, but got to hear that Mel approved of his voices.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Daffy Duck stole the show with his spooky, weird.
Daffy's always an underappreciated character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He's always hated.
he is. But the way they portrayed Daffy was like, yo, it was like not the Daffy that was all serious and this was the Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yeah, that Daffy. And that's what they just want something to get out of reality. And this film does it.
Proper escapism.
Yeah.
And everybody, go watch it in theaters today so we can get the Acme movie of Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, because they saying by the success of this film, there's a possibility that the Wile E. Coyote film is going to be greenlit.
Well, on that front, also, if you notice, I mean, how many movies does HBO Max have right now?
None.
When it comes to, yep, there you go.
Yeah, did we touch on that a little bit last week?
No, we're going to do that now because actually it came between the weeks.
Because
About them taking Looney Tunes down?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
They took Looney Tunes off of HBO, and now there's been a meme of, speaking of Space Jam 2, where there is a phrase where the algorithm's like, oh, you're missing us, or like something like, oh, good, they're not touching us. Oh, we're also getting rid of Looney Tunes. And that was actually said in the Space Jam 2 movie about the algorithm taking away the Looney Tunes, and then now it came true.
But
Sorry, I inadvertently hit a button by mistake.
No, it's okay. But the thing about it is, it's not the Looney Tunes product that's the problem. It was the sequel itself of Space Jam. It was LeBron James. I'm sorry to say it. He was horrible as a film producer.
Well, the problem with that movie was the fact that it felt very generic and formulaic. Oh, you know, my dad doesn't get me. Well, son, you need, and it's like we've been down this road 187 times at this point. It's just, you know, at least with the original Space Jam, it had a nuance to it and a uniqueness because that didn't work either. I'm just playing with some stuff here. Don't mind me.
And it wasn't a push.
The original one was funny because of the fact that you had the biggest athlete, you know, in NBA at that time, you know, in Patrick Ewing, Sean Bradley, you know, David Robinson, lampooning themselves on the court, you know, and suddenly losing all their talent, and that was kind of fun. You know, could you imagine if like Steph Curry nowadays decided to basically have a basketball bounce off his head? I don't think Steph would do that.
Right. But yeah, and the problem with the second one, there's a lot of problems, but the difference between the first and the second is it wasn't a plug for all their products.
Yeah, well, that's the other side of it too. I mean, they had Game of Thrones references in Looney Tunes, and I'm sorry, Space Jam.
They threw every single property that Warner Brothers owns was in Space Jam 2.
Yep.
Every single one.
Product placement. The movie.
The thing about it was like disrespect. The second one was the disrespect. I mean, it was the first one. It's the Looney Tunes needing Michael Jordan's help. And then in the second one, it's LeBron James basically disrespecting the Looney Tunes. Like, yeah, I don't want you. I want all these other people because we're talking about Warner Brothers. And they're like, you can't have these. You got to have the has-beens. You know, in sense, I'm not calling them has-beens, but that's what they perspective is basically has-beens. And it's in the same universe, unfortunately, because they show the original Space Jam poster, which I thought was hilarious that they kept it in the same universe. But I did not like the CGI on it and stuff, doing the whole everything, changing certain characters like Lola Bunny. I mean, you know, there was a lot of things that they did. And then not having Pepe Le Pew because he got banned.
Yes. He's been canceled. Yeah. He's been canceled at this point.
Yeah, he's canceled.
And then they did the reference, and I really felt that was kind of disrespect on both individuals. The Michael Jordan. Oh, we found.
No, that was hilarious.
That was clever.
The most funniest thing.
It was funny, but it was like
because I mean, yeah, that's the only thing I appreciated about the movie. Guys, I found Michael Jordan. Michael, and then you got B Jordan.
Yes.
But you know, he used to play basketball.
This is all news to me, by the way.
But Michael B. Jordan used to play basketball. I would love for them to actually add him to the team like they did with the other.
That, and I think there's too much beef between LeBron James and Michael Jordan that Jordan would sign on even for a cameo. I mean, the only reason why Space Jam 1 was made was with Michael Jordan and said, the only way you're going to make somewhat of a documentary movie out of me that I'm going to be is as long as the Looney Tunes are there. Because the beginning of Space Jam is based on a true, all that stuff is true. He lost his dad. And that's one of the things, his dad wanted him to play baseball. That's all true stuff. And he did get to play baseball. He was a terrible baseball player, but he played baseball.
There was more heart in that first one.
Yeah.
There was way more heart in that first one. And that, like, from the sounds of it, they didn't include that ingredient in the second one.
Oh, no.
It felt like a product more than a movie.
Yeah, because it was like, oh, son, you gotta play basketball.
Yes. Dad, I want to make video games. Well, no son of mine is gonna do that.
Like it was like it was.
It kind of reminded me of the reverse. There was that one South Park episode where the kid wanted to play basketball, and the dad's like, no son of mine's gonna play basketball. You're gonna dance.
I wonder how much Space Jam is responsible for making it okay for Michael to return to basketball after leaving it the way he did.
Well, no,
Like,
no, that happened. Hold on. When did?
But he came back to basketball in the movie, but it was like the filming, the production of it was kind of concurrent with his time in baseball.
Yes, and that's why they didn't take his power, his skill set, because he was already retired from basketball.
Right, that was the joke. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
who's this person? He don't look like he plays, or he looks like he plays basketball. Like, yeah, there's no Danny DeVito in the second one. That movie's trash.
No Bill Murray in that one. No Wayne Knight in that one.
And that's what I liked about Bill Murray, his like cameo, and he's like, I could have been, let it go.
You know what? It would have been awesome if they did it this way. Yeah, even though it's money, but my imagination, it would have been better if they had Michael B. Jordan on the basketball, Adam Sandler, and someone that's whack. It would have been smart. Like
Peter Dinklage.
That would have been hilarious.
I would have had.
That would have been hilarious.
Dinklage as the villain.
No, as the villain, that would have been good. Because the person they had for the villain, I'm almost like,
it was the AI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was
Don
Cheadle, and it was like, that's how that villain was.
That movie. The only thing that's scary about that movie is it could be a reality coming up soon with the way AI is.
That's another story I have to tell you at the end of the show.
But let's go on with Scott's game that he wants us to do about the 80s.
Actually, we're going to get to that in a second.
Oh, okay. My bad.
So, we're going to set the Wayback Machine to earlier than now.
1999.
Yes. Well, it was a movie that was supposed to star Val Kilmer opposite someone who decided not to do this movie in exchange for ending up doing a movie that absolutely bombed at the box office hilariously. Let's see. Who else can we have on here? The main villain in this movie was actually supposed to be played by the guy who played The Professional in 1994's The Professional, or Leon. You may remember him previously. He was also in Godzilla.
Yeah.
This movie, by the way, was also supposed to it was a little too confusing for what was supposed to be the main lead. So they decided, in this case here, he decided to go do Wild Wild West instead. The heroine in this was actually supposed to be Michael Jackson's sister, who has developed a career of her own, well better than, in many ways, Michael Jackson's himself. So to recap, it was supposed to be Will Smith, Val Kilmer, Janet Jackson, and they were all going up against Jean Reno. And the female lead of this movie actually played a role in a TV series in 1993 that had the same name in it.
The Matrix.
There you go. The Matrix had its premiere 26 years ago today.
Oh, wow.
So it was supposed to be Janet Jackson, Will Smith, Val Kilmer. Wow.
Opposite Jean Reno, the French guy.
Yeah. And he's supposed to have been Mr.
Agent Smith.
He was
What
Agent Smith.
What was the movie that failed?
Wild Wild West.
That failed? That was a good movie.
It didn't do well.
Bro.
Have you watched the video with Kevin Smith talking about that?
Wild Wild West was a great movie.
A 10-year-old, well, however old I was, a kid, Halen loved it. Now, no.
I grew up with that movie. That movie's not trash.
I mean, Selma Hayek still looks Selma Hayek-y, but
yeah, Selma Hayek.
I love it. Listen, he's we're compromising his childhood memories right now. This isn't
it was
I'm not
fair to
gonna
Robert.
listen to y'all negative Nancy.
No.
I'm not. They think that Howard the Duck was a good movie, so
No.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, but
I'll stick with my Wild Wild West.
No. Why would you create a robot spider in the Western?
Because John Peters wanted a giant spider in the third act. Have you seen the Kevin Smith thing about Superman?
Yo, the first car. I don't think the first car was invented yet, but they have
What
giant.
sense does that make? Where did you get that technology?
Wait, there's a giant spider. Maybe I don't remember this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, the giant spider at the end of the third act. That was, what John Peters, the producer, had wanted.
And
because when he was
Superman.
Yes, because in Superman, the one that Kevin Smith was supposed to do, there were 3 edicts on there. 1, he didn't want to see him in the suit. 2, he didn't want to see him fly. And 3, he has to fight a giant spider in the third act. And Kevin Smith was like, let's go back to 1. I don't want to see him in the suit.
Speaking of Mr. Kevin Smith, I still wish he would have did Beetlejuice 2. He was given the opportunity to do Beetlejuice 2 back in the 90s.
Yep, Beetlejuice goes Hawaiian.
Hawaiian, yeah, and he did. I want to know why he declined it.
Probably because in this case here, he probably didn't want to do a sequel to Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Beetlejuice goes Hawaiian because screams like VHS or DVD.
Better than the trash that I would have liked to see Hawaiian than what we got in Beetlejuice 2.
I don't know. I mean, Beetlejuice going to Hawaii just doesn't seem to work for me. I mean, I'd love to read the script.
It depends. Because I have to agree with Rob on this one. It depends. Especially the timing of when they asked him. Is he still going to be affiliated with Bert? I forgot the guy's name. Tim Burton.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a Tim Burton.
Okay, so there was an opportunity that was there that was missed.
I don't know. I don't think that, like I said, it was, there was something else in there. I forgot. There was another episode of The Outer Limits, I think, was in there. But yeah, the Death and Return of Superman, which, by the way, would have actually been really good.
Yeah.
Because,
again, Nicolas Cage didn't even know he was going to be in the Flash movie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because, again, back then, when news broke that they were going to kill off Superman, the world shook because it's like, who could possibly do this? And, and I had the full novel, like the 300-page novel. I remember, because that whole storyline came out right when I graduated high school. Yeah. And I remember actually reading it like on the trip to Virginia, right after I graduated high school. Oh. And it was enthralling because it's like the staple of strength and power and heroism. And you killed him.
And then you just brought him right back.
Well, that was the thing. I mean, there was multiple different ones. Which one was the real one? Was it Cyborg? Was it the Eradicator? Steel was like, no, it wasn't me, and Superboy was the clone. There was a whole lot of things going on there. And Lex Luthor playing his own long lost son and being involved with Supergirl. And Lex Luthor with long hair, by the way, too. But it was
how is that a thing?
Yeah, well, that's basically he faked his own death and came back as his long lost son. And then was dating or involved with Supergirl, but but still being Lex Luthor, just pretending he's like he's his son.
But I was surprised. It depends. I never got really into the origin of what is the origin of Smallville. How they made Lex Luthor lose his hair because of the explosion that happened at the beginning where he lost his hair. Was that an origin to the actual comics of why Lex Luthor has no hair?
I don't remember. I mean, you can ask Rosenbaum, right?
I could probably message him on Patreon and see if
I wouldn't burn the question on that one, by the way.
but no, actually, I may see him in a couple months, so we'll see. Okay. But no, I just that's probably just an internet question to find out what the origin of actually Lex Luthor is, because that's one thing I've always wondered why he's bald. Yes, Dave.
All right, so pretty much from what I was told, because it's different levels, different stories.
Right.
And with the comic book series, they said because of the radiation.
Okay, so and that's what happens.
But we don't know fully, because even in Smallville, they say he was born with, he was just bald.
No. No,
What
the
happened?
First
He's like,
episode.
no.
Because the first episode of Smallville, he had hair. They showed him with hair, and then Michael Rosenbaum had to shave off his hair after that for the role.
Wait, Michael Rosenbaum.
The Lex Luthor from Smallville.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of what's his name from the Superman movie.
Gene Hackman.
Hackman that just
the current one.
Oh, are you talking about Andrew, the guy that played Abraham from The Walking Dead? He's the current Lex Luthor.
Not the current. The one with Henry Cavill.
Oh,
Kevin Spacey?
No, that was 2006.
No, are you talking about Jesse
Oh, that's
Eisenberg?
Brandon.
Eisenberg.
Yeah, the worst Lex Luthor.
Oh my God, Jesse Eisenberg, Lord have mercy, as Luthor.
Oh, you mean the guy from The Social Network? That's Mark Zuckerberg.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was
what? Let's cast Michael Cera next.
No, they said Michael Cera as Shaft.
Oh yeah.
I was like, Michael Cera. Yo, when Donald
my fantasy cast for what's his name? Who is Peter Parker's friend? I forget this guy. Harry Osborn.
Okay.
My fantasy cast for him is actually Timothy Chalamet. I think he would be an amazing Harry Osborn.
Could be. I can see it. I don't know. I was just thinking James Franco, and it's like, yeah, you were on the deuce.
No, because right now they're saying they want to make Osborn a different race. I think
they already did that.
Yeah, they already casted him. This Indian kid. Yeah.
They did that with the TV show, but they
well, how are they gonna do it because that's my main.
Because the TV show is not MCU canon.
I know, but I'm just saying.
No, isn't that the kid in the Tom Holland film?
No.
That's not Harry.
No,
that's Ned.
That's Ned.
Which is
Ned. No.
Ned.
Wait, no.
Magic,
hold on.
Magic Ned.
And Ned plays.
No, guys.
There is a Harry.
Wait, Paul. Are you talking about the other one with the long hair, the one that was in Scream 7 or Scream 6?
I don't recall if he was in Scream 7 or Scream 6, but I'm not talking about Ned, his best friend. I'm talking about there was another, the one that hated him. Yeah.
Oh, that was Flash.
Flash Thompson.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
which I didn't understand at first either, because I was like, huh?
Yeah, that no, there is no Harry, but that's where with Spider-Man 4 and the events that happened in No Way Home, we can finally get a Mary Jane, and we can and there's rumors.
We did have a Mary Jane.
No, we had an MJ, which is not Mary Jane, because that was
that's too weird. That's too close. You'd have to go with a Gwen Stacy or even Felicia Hardy. I would say.
Well, with the confirmed casting of a character with red hair, a lot of people are thinking that we will get a Mary Jane, because we are now dealing with a slightly different universe with the whole snap thing and stuff. And there has to be.
Yeah, but then you got an MJ and an MJ.
Well,
it's too weird.
Yeah,
it'll still work. Because he ain't gonna call her MJ.
Andrew Garfield deserves a movie, and one where he goes out into space and battles monsters. Because he felt so inferior in No Way Home. It's like, you guys went to space. All I did was fight a giant Russian guy in a rhino suit.
Hey, you're amazing.
He needs his I just went to Mars. Just something massive.
All right, we got the 80s game.
The 80s game? Okay. I was going to say, is that a cue right there? So
yeah.
All right. So the 80s game is pretty simple in this case here. We have one movie from each of these years.
Lord Jesus Christ, I'm scared.
So,
this is easy.
Let me back that up. There we go. So I think 1980 is probably fairly easy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Empire Strikes Back, 9 to 5 with Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, and also the song by Dolly Parton. And Stir Crazy, I don't even remember what Stir Crazy was.
I go with 1.
I think it's pretty safe right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think everybody's going to agree with that one.
Yep.
1981 gets a little different. I mean, I already know in this case here where I would go with this.
Raiders.
Superman 2 for me.
Superman
over 2. Raiders, Lost Ark, Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Not objectively, just my preference.
Yes,
You know,
you love 80s Green
I have to go Raiders because as a 5-year-old, Superman 2 scared the shit out of me when I was a kid because I saw that in theaters, and that scene where he gets beaten up by Zod and also in the diner, you know, killed me because as a 5-year-old kid who had Superman sheets.
Street Angel said Superman 2 as well.
Yeah.
You say that over Indiana Jones, you're no longer my mother.
And yet, oh, that's your mom?
Yeah, Street Angel's mom.
Oh,
Hi,
Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
And meanwhile, nobody's like, you know, nobody's like, I don't really care, you know, cares about James Bond there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, 1982. E.T.
E.T.
is classic.
But
Tootsie
Rocky
is
3 is the one with Mr. T and Hulk Hogan, right?
And Rocky 3, in my opinion, was probably the second best Rocky movie of the entire run.
I'll say Rocky 3.
Same.
Ooh. But I like my E.T.
Yeah, I'll go E.T. I'll go E.T.
All right.
I'm going E.T. So 2-2.
Yeah, because I mean, Rocky 3 was that redemption thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're both really good movies. I just like E.T. was its own idea.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Rob Mon goes E.T.
83.
83, that's an easy one for me because, again, Return of the Jedi.
Very easy.
Dude, I was 7 years old when Return of the Jedi came out.
Yep.
Every one of us wanted to be Luke Skywalker, man.
84 is going to get dicey.
We're gonna get a little crazy.
Yes. I agree with you.
84 is going to get dicey.
I agree because I'm looking at 2 right now that I'm like, yo. Hey, yo.
It could be any one of them.
84 is Ghostbusters.
For me, I'm going Beverly Hills Cop.
Of course you are. No, I'm kidding.
Day? I don't know.
There's a black guy in Ghostbusters.
There we go.
Hey, the dad from Family Matters is in there too.
Yeah.
As is Ron Jeremy.
Because it's either Beverly Hills or Ghostbusters for me. It's like, oh my god.
I saw this like fan fiction of the dad from Family Matters. How he was in Ghostbusters, Die Hard, and then obviously Family Matters as a very similar character in all three. Yep. And so the fan fiction, I'm gonna ruin it, but like it's something to the effect of the character. He was like a rookie beat cop. He gets, his mind gets exposed to the existence of ghosts in the paranormal world, and everything that we see afterwards is his hallucination because he's been put in an asylum ever since.
Yep.
And yeah, so and there's like these giveaway clues. Like there was a scene in Die Hard where he walks into a store and he gets a chocolate, and then the store owner's like, "Who's that for?" And he's like, "Oh, it's for my pregnant wife." And then in the scene, he's not wearing a wedding ring.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Only because of 1987. Yeah. Only reason because of 87.
Scott's gonna pick Indiana Jones.
Scott doesn't know. Because here's the thing. Again, I mean, I'm looking at this from now my 8-year-old self, where I wanted to be short round, and I had the book when I was a kid and Mola Ram and all this kind of stuff. My 8-year-old self would say Temple of Doom. My adult self would probably say Beverly Hills Cop.
And I want to say Beverly Hills Cop, but I'm like, I already see 1987, so.
Yep. So, all right. 1985 is easy. True. This determines my friendship with you, sir.
1985?
Yeah.
Oof.
There's only one right answer.
I mean, Back to the Future. Let's really be honest.
Yes, Back to the Future. I was
going to say, where we go, we don't need no roads.
Back to the Future.
Yep. What do you say, Scott?
Dude, I guess. I mean, here's the thing. Back then, 85 Scott was back, then. Now it's probably Rocky 4.
Oh, my gosh.
Back to the Future?
Oh, my gosh. You're a Rocky purist. You picked 3 Rocky movies so far, I think.
Rocky was just one of those badass
Rocky options.
But here's the funny thing.
3 and 4.
Okay.
Oh.
Don't run away.
Back to the Future.
I think, like I said, Back to the Future, it's funny because Back to the Future, there was so many things that were supposed to be different about it. Obviously, Eric Stoltz there. Melora Hardin, who played Jan in The Office, was also played Jennifer originally, and she was fired off too. Nobody talks about that because of the height difference between her and Michael J. Fox. But in the original ending, it's funny because in the original ending, when he goes back to the future, he inadvertently destroys rock and roll because of, what happened in the past and the whole Chuck Berry thing. Now swing dancing is the biggest thing in the 1980s, and rock music is completely forgotten about.
And it's sad they had to change actresses for Jennifer between the first and second one, but that was because her mom was sick.
Claudia Wells, yeah. And then Elizabeth Shue showed up, and she was there.
From Karate Kid.
Yes.
Which, I'll be honest, I didn't know until years later that those were two different actresses.
Yes. Well, they reshot the scenes.
Yeah, that's Rocky over Back to the Future? Are you even my mother?
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
By the way, can I be a fly on that wall when this is over?
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy. And I'm a huge Back to the Future fan and someone that's met the entire cast basically, almost. And they're very nice. Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Biff.
I gotta reach out to Jeff Wiseman. I'm Facebook friends with him too.
I will talk to you later, cause Rob, about that.
What?
I'm a fan of Back to the Future, but someone left a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right. So here, by the way, Kyle Ghostbusters. By the way, Kyle, I'm going to scroll it back up, so I'll give you the other ones too. But
all right.
So yeah, he's going. We'll get to his in a second, but I'm going to give you the other ones there too to make it for you.
Yep.
So, all right. So 1986.
Oh, I have a feeling what y'all are going to pick, but I choose Top Gun.
Okay. Yeah, Top Gun for sure.
Okay.
Crocodile Dundee.
Of course, of
Dude,
course.
Again, I'm the 80s kid here. I remember basically back then the catchphrase, "That's not a knife, that's a knife." That was big. That or Aliens, really. I mean, Aliens also at the same time.
You know where I'm going.
Aliens.
You're going Aliens Day.
Yeah.
Yep. But Top Gun, Tom Cruise did all his stunts.
Top Gun for sure.
Aliens
Raiders.
And that sequel was freaking phenomenal.
Okay.
Because it knew what it had to be.
Yeah, the sequel was decent. Yeah.
It had the heart. If we want to talk about sequels, like when we talked about Space Jam to Space Jam.
Sequels, right. Yeah.
Top Gun to Top Gun 2. Yes, some people will say it's basically the same story, and it kind of was. But it knew what it needed to be. It
didn't try to be. Yeah, that's exactly. That's so real. It didn't try to be something bigger.
You gave honor. Now, the only thing that was confusing is people thought that actually Val Kilmer did pass away because he did actually have cancer. That was a true statement that was in that movie. He did have throat cancer, but he did not die in real life. He's still alive. But a lot of people leaving that movie thought he actually passed away, and that's why they killed off his character. But I had to tell them, I'm like, no, Val Kilmer's very much still alive.
Yeah.
My 87 pick is going to throw you guys off, man.
Oh, I know.
I already know you're 87.
Dude,
Honestly, you're going to pick.
87 is not a great year there.
Let me pick. Can I pick yours? I already know what it is.
I already know
Go.
Dirty Dancing.
What are you saying, Dave?
Huh?
What are you saying, Dave?
Fatal Attraction is yours.
It's Dirty Dancing.
Wow.
Dirty Dancing is a classic.
I love that movie.
Dude.
A 20-something-year-old guy seduces a teenager.
Yeah.
Oh, God, here we go. Here we go with the Dundee over here. My goodness.
Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Yeah, I have to do that too.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 2 is just as good too. But
We got the Dirty Dancing here.
It's kind of a bad year though.
Yeah.
It's pretty weak though that year.
Is it?
I mean, honestly, compared to look at 1984, 5 or 6 and above that. I mean, those were some iconic films. 1987 was like, okay, Fatal Attraction sort of fell off the radar. Dirty Dancing, okay, fine. It's like you don't have that colossal, like 86 was the battle between like Aliens and Top Gun for the most part.
Yeah.
What year was Terminator?
84.
84? Wow.
Why is Terminator not on there?
It's a valid question, actually.
Oh.
I mean, what do you pick though?
Terminator 2.
I don't know. What do you pick though? Is the question.
Terminator 2 was like 91, right?
Was Terminator 90s too? The 90s Terminator 2?
Wait, was Terminator 2 91 or?
I thought Terminator 2 was
91. It was 91.
Yeah, it was.
7 years later.
Okay. Sorry. I was just thinking. I'm like, I was surprised, and I would. But the question is, I would replace Terminator with Indiana Jones.
Ooh.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Yeah.
So in this case here, Indiana Jones. I'm sorry. Beverly Hills Cop, Ghostbusters, or Terminator 1.
I would pick Terminator 1 out of those three.
Yeah, Terminator 1. Terminator 1.
Terminator 1.
Very surprising it's not on the list.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're going based on box office, and
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know. I just found this actually literally on Facebook this morning, because I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do today, and I saw that image. I'm like, you know what? This opens up a debate. Why not?
No, it's great. I just we're talking about 80s. We had to bring up that movie. So,
right, so
88. Oh, this is kind of hard.
It's hard, but I'm gonna have.
That one's easy for me.
No, I have to go with it. I'm sorry, I gotta pull the trigger. It's pretty much my childhood. I'm a huge fan of it. I'm sorry.
Roger
Rabbit.
Yeah, I know you were gonna go Roger Rabbit. We knew you were gonna go Roger Rabbit. We knew.
You already mentioned it once earlier. Of course you were gonna talk.
I'm sorry. I love Coming to America. I love it so much. I love it.
Scott's gonna go Rain Man.
No, he isn't.
But Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I've never seen Rain Man.
That's nostalgia. That's history. This is the first time all the production companies, Warner Brothers, Disney, all of them collabed into making this film.
Wait, Disney?
You know,
it's a classic. It is a classic. I give you that. Coming to America is my pick for sure.
Coming to America is my favorite comedy of all time, and you guys have already heard me quote Saul from that movie.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Here's the spoon. All right, what do you know from funny, you bastard? I can't do that. I can't do that with freaking Roger Rabbit. What am I supposed to do with Roger freaking Rabbit?
Don't mind me.
Yeah, Charles Fleischer.
When he melted, what was it? A boot, like a cartoon boot.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember he put it into the bucket.
Oh God, you felt so bad for it.
It traumatized me as a kid. Okay, I don't have very fond memories of that movie.
And fun fact, Jim Cummings was in this movie.
Yeah,
actually, it was also I think Mel Blanc's last one, wasn't it?
I can't remember, but it was funny when you look at the credits. I forget who the famous person in it, but he always made. Is Frank Sinatra?
Oh, dude! Oh my gosh!
I'm sorry.
Well, we have our own, by the way.
Okay.
We have our own what?
If you go back a little further.
But
your mom picked Rain Man.
I was gonna say I like Rain Man out of these three options.
Really?
Yeah. It's not. Oh, you.
How do you kill a kid from the '80s? That image right there.
You're letting the sad.
Okay. Question: what year was Neverending Story?
I believe it was '86.
86, yeah.
What are 86 options? Just curious.
Oh, yeah. Hang on a second. I just got to go back to that. Wait. Nope, that's not it.
Scott!
There it is. 86.
Okay, so hot take. I would have put that movie over Crocodile Dundee.
What movie?
Never-ending Story.
Never-ending Story, but
for sure.
Yeah, but see what it is. Crocodile Dundee worked, because at that time nobody really knew much about Australia back then.
Yeah.
True.
So.
All right, then I take it over Aliens.
But I will say Aliens. Sorry.
All right.
I love my Neverending Story, and that Neverending Story 2, John Wesley Shipp was in.
Yes.
And for 89, that's a done deal for me. The other two, I guess, are cool, but for the same reason why you say you mentioned E.T., why you said E.T., this is why I hold this movie in the highest regard.
Oh, I don't like 89.
I don't know which movie you're going to go with, to be honest.
I don't like Batman at all.
Of course. Batman.
Last Crusade. Saw that in theaters.
Of course.
Saw that in theaters.
So don't hate me.
You're going to go Back to the Future.
Back to the Future 2.
Don't take a sharp left. Yeah, exactly. You knew you was
going
to go.
No. It's Back to the Future 2 because that is my favorite out of the trilogy. Is Always
Okay.
I love how the Cubs won the World Series, and we almost had that in real life. I am from Chicago, and it's crazy that you know that they were supposed to win in 2015 and they actually won in 2016.
Your mom said Batman, bro.
Well,
I just like to point out that Rob's mom agreed with me on most of my picks.
well, you can have my mom.
No, you heard that, Mom.
Kidding. I love my mom, but
she picked Dirty Dancing.
I picked Dirty Dancing too.
She said Cop, Beverly Hills Cop.
Rain Man was in there.
Yes. Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. Okay.
Daredevil.
Top Gun.
Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
E.T. was in there.
Oh, she went Rocky. Okay.
Superman.
Oh, yes,
2.
Superman 2. Exactly.
So we didn't get it. We didn't get an option from '84, Mom. What Indiana Jones, Beverly Hills Cops, or
no, she said Cop. I think she said Cop. Yeah.
Cop was in there.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah. Uh oh! I hear echoing. That means mothers.
Oh boy. Hi. Hi.
Turn us down.
Gotta go for Beverly Hills Cop.
Turn it down.
Gotta go for Beverly Hills Cop.
You know.
There you go.
Here's the thing. I saw Indiana Jones, Last Crusade, and also Back to the Future 2 in theater.
Also, here's a crying shame. Where's Breakfast Club? Because
86.
Yeah,
again, Crocodile Dundee has no business being up there. I'm sorry.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Next. By the way, actually, I'm going to ask you this question right now. I'm going to do this again next week. What decade do you want next time around?
Let's do 90s, bro. Let's do 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find five movies.
Okay.
For each year.
Ooh.
I'm going to create a sheet like this. I'll create something like that, and then we'll do something along these lines.
The 90s was a good decade for film, you know.
Wait, when did Mannequin come out?
I don't know.
I don't know what film that is.
Mannequin?
No idea what that film is.
1987.
Dirty Dancing? You guys really sleeping on Dirty Dancing?
I said Dirty Dancing.
I know, but like, damn. And
what? Mannequin's the 80s.
Yeah, 87. Okay. Yeah, Andrew McCarthy. By the way, Andrew McCarthy, Halen, did you ever? Actually, I don't think you ever did. Did you ever work any project that Andrew McCarthy directed?
No.
Dude, he is glorious. You know, one of those guys who's like 2 takes, check gate, move on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you know, one of those guys.
He likes a raw take, yeah.
Yeah, he knows what he wants. Basically from the guy main lead from that. He was also in Weekend at Bernie's.
Who is that?
Andrew McCarthy.
Andrew McCarthy.
Andrew McCarthy. What else is he from?
Weekend at Bernie's.
No, I don't think I met him.
But St. Elmo's Fire. He did Pretty in Pink.
Wait, he's Ducky.
He might be.
You sounded Australian there just now.
No, he was Blaine in that.
Oh, Blaine.
Yeah, John Cryer was. Okay. By the way, sorry, I got to shave underneath, it's itching like crazy. But no, for Blacklist, for Orange is the New Black, if you were working something like that and he was directing, the crew knew they were done by like 5:30. It was like Soderbergh level speed. So, but all right. So the next time around, I think I probably will do that.
Yeah,
I'll do a 1990s one. I am not going to tell you what movies are going to be in there. I'll let you guys have fun with that one.
Speaking of, I'm not going to say which movie, but we do have a guest next week.
Oh, the guy from E.T.?
Oh, well, yeah. Now, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I'm not good with it. Okay. So we might have to do it.
So we might have a guest from E.T. He did confirm. He said to remind him. And then we also have another guest coming up on the certain date, which I just got a text during the middle of our show on the 7th for a certain festival I'm going to. But we won't be live for that.
Okay, the 7th. The 7th is a Monday. All right.
Yeah.
Is it okay? So it's a convention guy.
It's the guy that we wanted to talk to that holds a certain event with some blossoms.
Yes, the Reverend. Yeah,
so-
the event that has Patrick Duffy coming to it and Jerry Mathers again.
Yes, and
Rob's mom said good night, guys. Good night, Rob's mom.
Night.
Yes. Good night, Mom.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night, ma'am. It's funny, but yeah. So we got a lot of good people coming up into the pipeline, and make sure you guys go check out the YouTube channel, Streampunk. Streampunk Cinema. YouTube.com.
Yes. But yeah, we'll do. Well, like I said, in this case here, we're going to add the guests in. Okay.
What? Oh, because I'm plugging.
Oh yeah. Aha.
And for anybody that is watching, make sure you go check out Jim Cummings' podcast called Tuned In.
Yes. And why is that, by the way, again? I forget. Why is that? I forgot.
Because Mr. Manning gets to work with Mr. Jim Cummings every week now on different interviews that he's doing.
Yeah.
I get to do the research.
Get him here.
I will try to get him
Literally here, in wherever this head is. Get him right there.
I will see if I can get him on the show when I go to his house next month.
Yes.
Well,
This East Book 1 and 2 for TurboGrafx, one of the first CD games that it was ever released, and one of the villains in here was Jim Cummings.
Oh wow!
Jim Cummings was in this. Alan Oppenheimer was in there, who was also Skeletor. Michael Bell, who was Avenger and Dark. Debbie Derryberry years before she was Jimmy Neutron.
Yep.
Massive cast in this thing. But I have had this game for over 30 years at this point. Still works.
Wow.
So. Yeah.
And Darkling Duck.
yes.
And,
Well,
and Darkwing Duck.
and Ray the Firefly.
Oh.
Yeah. Which.
Yeah. Hondo Inaka from Star Wars.
Yes, Hondo, Pete, especially in the Kingdom Hearts games.
Yep.
He's Cat from Cat Dog.
Yes.
Oh wow!
You
And
know
Tom Kenny,
everything this man has done.
Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, was Dog. So it's cool
wow.
with those two people. And then you got there's different versions of stuff the guy has been in. Like they did this cartoon of the Wizard of Oz, and he was he was in Shrek.
Damn,
the
dude
guard.
really voiced my whole childhood, dude.
Oh yeah, literally. Oh, he's Goofy movie. He's Tigger.
Like I can hear all of the, like as you're naming the characters.
Now
like,
do you?
Oh wow!
Because you are older than me, you may. I didn't grow up with this show, but y'all should have Bonkers.
Yes.
the Bobcat. It was during the Disney era of Tailspins.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
He was Don Carnage.
Don Carnage. Oh, they are.
So yeah, this guy literally, he's everybody's childhood. You can basically name something. He was probably something. Yes, he was in the original Transformers. But yeah, he was in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He did play Shredder.
That's right. He was Monterey Jack and Rescue Rangers there too.
And he was Leatherhead from the original Turtles.
Yeah, he was also the voice of Taz for a long time too.
Yes, from the Tasmanian show, and he always said his rule was, "Let's do this on Fridays, so that way my voice can rest all weekend." That was his one request. And yeah, Jim was one of the villains from the Powerpuff Girls.
Dr. Robotnik from the 90s.
Yes, Dr. Robotic. So yeah, Jim literally. And then we the question to trivia last week. He was in Mortal Kombat.
Yes, he was.
In the cartoon of Con, however y'all said his name. Con.
It was a bad cartoon.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cat Dog, Powerpuff Girls,
Yep. So yeah,
weirdly, only one episode of The Simpsons. That's really strange.
Is it possible we could have him on our show?
Well, that's what I'm gonna ask. I mean, we got to interview him. I don't know. I will see what I can do. I will ask him if he.
Listen, real talk. Don't jeopardize what you have right now. It's too important.
No. I will just bring it up when I'm actually at his house.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are hanging out. You're going.
When I'm hanging out with the guy, I'll be like, "Hey, so would you want to come on my show at all?"
Oh, Aaron, Rob.
What is that? That's you. You're a Funko. You made yourself into a toy. Now
No,
you can.
I ain't make myself.
Huh?
Someone else did.
Oh, somebody bought it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I may autograph this bad boy.
I was gonna make a comment, but we're gonna keep it age appropriate, so I ain't gonna make the comment I was going to.
Your mom might still be watching, by the way. Be careful on that.
No, she's like good night.
That you know of.
And she's on the phone.
You know what's really funny? I got this little patch of like non-gray hair right here. Looks like a weird ass mole.
Well,
Anyway,
we have anything else?
Defining characteristic.
yeah. No, I think we're good at this point. You want to call it?
I mean, we can.
Sure.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's Day. That's Scott. That's Halen. And I'm Robert Manning. And this is Tales from the Film Set.
Woo!